In this video, we are going to discuss about electrical actuation system, that is a DC motor. So DC motor, what is meant by a DC motor and how it is going to be functional? Let me see what is a motor. Electronic motors are commonly divided as AC and DC. So in AC, there are two types of that: synchronous and induction motors, and DC motor, brushed motor and brushless motor. Okay, let me see go and see about the DC motor. So direct current, DC is a direct current, a motor or a device which converts the direct current into a rotary motion. Okay, that as a mechanical energy, so it is called the DC motor. The DC motor also commonly classified as the brush type and brushless type. So brushed type in the sense what? So here brushed principle, the working of a brushed DC principle is when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a magnetic force whose direction is given by Fleming's left hand rule. So normally when two magnets are there and we are keeping inside a current carrying conductor, automatically what will happen, the magnetic field already produced, going to have effect on this. You can see in the figure already there is a left side and a north pole and south pole, two bar magnets we have hit, and a coil which is going to be conducted the power with the help of a DC power supply. So when the electron is flowing from one end, to another end it is flowing, so the current is passing in the conductor which is kept in between the two magnetic power sources. Automatically it will starts rotates because of the EMF is going to be produced. So yeah, direct current in a set of winding creates a magnetic field, so it makes the armature to rotate. You can see this is a normal DC motor, how the internal structure will be there. So normally it's the principle was working is like this: the south pole and north pole, when we are keeping a magnets, and it will try to attract, and a coil which is carrying a current, a conductor which is carrying a current carrying coil, it will become magnetized obviously. And when we changes the polarities, automatically the north pole and south pole of the conductor is going to be changed, so it will try to rotate, and it will, the push and pull action will be taken place in this case. So instead of keeping the bolt and nut here, we are going to make an armature. That's what here, this is the thing we are going to do. Two bar magnets over there in the game, north and south pole magnets, and between that an armature we are keeping. So the armature, when it is connected with the brushes, spring activated brushes, it always have a contact with this what is commutator. So the commutators are going to supply the electrical some power to the armature. By this way, you can see a battery, a DC power is connected with this brushes, and the brushes are having a contact with the armature. So the armature which is connected with the coil, it will give the supply to the coil. So it is only one, it is now, and when it is rotating towards and away from the magnetic field, when it comes to the perpendicular position, normally it will, the magnetic field is going to be affected, then the rotation will be very slow. To avoid that, and exactly you can, a particular side we can see that it will be zero. So to avoid this, number of coils are going to be connected. So number of coils, obviously one by one it going to be produce the current, and so many number of commutators will be there. So different, instead of one or two coils, if you make number of coils and number of commutator, the brush, the contact brush is going to be connected with that commutators one by one. It will change the polarities, so that what will happen, it is going to be rotated in a continuous manner. We will get continuous supply of this. So there are in this DC motor two different types of motors out there. That is, it depends upon the winding, how it is we are doing. So shunt winding and series winding motors are there. We will discuss in the later class. So anyhow, the series motors and the shunt motor winding will be, you can see the parallel and series, how it is, the winding is going to be connected with this uh, power source. Okay. And the advantages of brushed DC motor is it's quite simple, and controlling speed of the brush is very easy. Okay, speed of the brushed DC motor can be controlled easy. What is the disadvantages is always it having a contact with the commutator, so then it is the problem is high maintenance is needed, and due to dust particles the performance may be getting affected, and it is less reliable in control at a lower speed. This is the normal DC brushed DC motor. We DC motors are normally used in our toy cars. We might have seen from smaller to a bigger one. It is used. So battery powered car, wherever it is there, that we will use this DC powered motor, and this is brushless type. So brushless type is having a stator with the two windings. You can see a stator and a rotor. There are the two important parts of any motor. It is there. So in the previous case, I didn't mention that the stator, or the normally there the north pole and south pole. Here it is the stator which is having the north pole and south pole, and the rotor, as we said already, we are, due to the magnetic field coils with supply we are going to give. So what will happen when the north pole and south pole, there are different sections are there. So when the north and north comes, it will repel each other. Normally south pole and north pole will attract each other. So the supply if you are giving the supply alternatively to the A set of coil and B set of coils, so this alternate the supply, when we are changing the supply to the different coil system, then automatically the magnetic field is going to be produced in the next coils, so that push and pull action is going to be taking place, then it is rotating. So there is no contact breakers are there here, contact brush armatures are there, commutators are not there. The advantages of brushless DC motor is computer control. It is used for precise computer control, and it's efficient, more efficient, no spark due to the absence of brushes. Yes, in the case of DC motor, the brushes are having a contact with the commutator always, so there were a chance of sparking, but here it is not there. And noise is also less, no brushes were there to wear out, so there is nothing will be there. Disadvantages, if you see, cost is initially it's cost, and since the computer control, presence of computer control is there, it's a complex design, and it requires additional system in order to power the electromagnetic community. So these are all the advantages and disadvantages of the brushless DC motor. So in this video we have seen about DC motor, brushed DC motor and brushless DC motor. Okay, and next video we will see the AC motors and others. Thank you very much.